The National Water and Sewage Authority (NWASA) hereby notifies the public of the enforcement of restrictions on water usage supplied by NWASA effective May 12, 2024 and covering the following activities. 1. Irrigation and watering of gardens, lawns and ground. 2. Washing roadways, pavements, paths, garages, outrooms or vehicles with the use of hoses. 3. Filling of swimming pools and ponds. And 4. Any other purpose that, in the opinion of the authority, requires the use of a considerable or excessive quantity of water. This decision aligns with the Water Services Regulations SRO 41 of 1993, subsection 9(1), which empowers the authority to issue notices prohibiting either entirely or subject to specified conditions and for such duration as deemed necessary or expedient the use of water supplied by or obtained through the authority's pipelines in the event of water scarcity due to drought or other causes. The public is urged to adhere strictly to these restrictions and to cooperate with NWASA in conserving water during this period.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
In recognition of our nation's independence, we're celebrating the journey to 50 with an exclusive car insurance offer. If you are 50 years and over or turning 50 in 2024, our 50-plus car insurance is perfect for you. It's loaded with free benefits like loss of use, special perils, and windscreen cover up to $2,500. Getting to 50 is filled with ups and downs. Let's celebrate these moments together and look forward to 50 more. Call Beacon Insurance at 440-4447 or log on to beacongrenada.com to get a free quote today. Special conditions apply.
Diamond Okay, we're going to come back to that in a while. We got to say hello and welcome to everyone currently tuned into another Mikey Live program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson and I'm coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean. That is Grenada. Of course, we have it all. Sand, sea, sun, beautiful people. Lots to see and do. If you're a visitor and you're here, probably returning or for the first time, welcome to Grenada. We hope that you'll enjoy. And for those of you who are thinking as to whether or not you should visit the island, probably you came across this program one way or the next, I'll tell you this is probably going to be the best experience you'd have away from your home. So just jump on board a plane, a jet, a boat, whatever it is, and get down here. Hello to the first-time viewers and to the usual suspects. We say hello to you as well. Now we have a few things to talk to you about on the program. The Bureau of Standards, they are seeking public comments for updated cement standard. We're going to talk about that. And the Grenada Red Cross they're involved in a very, very noteworthy initiative that we're going to tell you about. CXC removes 4 subject areas. We'll talk to you about that one particular area causing concern. And as well, the first tropical wave of the upcoming hurricane season has been analyzed and formed in the Atlantic. We'll tell you about that and what we can expect for the hurricane season 2024. The Met Office, they are beefing up their communications for the benefits of many. All right, we'll talk about that once we get time. 197 reported cases of domestic violence and 21 cases of sexual abuse affecting both men and women between the ages of 3 months, between a 3 months period. All right. And that's alone for the Eastern Division, not even the whole of Grenada. You hear me? So once we have time, we'll talk about the business. Okay, folks, we gotta let you know the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Quartz Grenada Limited, Digicel Nawasa, Real Value IGA, Supermarket, Superb Distributors, Infinite Contractors, and everyone else. We've got the Beacon Insurance as well on board. Blessings to you guys. We take a quick break and come back. And of course, when we come back, it could be real news in all your Lily Lolo. So brace yourselves. We'll be back.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Pick your daily reward from the Quartz Ready Cash Money Tree. Every customer is a winner with every loan of $3,000 or more from Quartz Ready Cash. Plus, you get to enter to win a weekend for two at Sandals. No deposit, no collateral needed. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Quartz or Ready Cash location today or apply online at www.quartz.com. Get more for 2024 with Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
All right, family, and of course, welcome back to another Mikey Live program. Let's get straight into the business. And of course, we want to start with a bit of really heartwarming and touching news from the Red Cross and Nawasa. Now, here's what. The Grenada Red Cross, in a commendable effort to support public health, has distributed 2.5-liter jerry cans to vulnerable families in the community of Willis. So this initiative is a significant step towards ensuring access to safe water for those who are especially in need during the dry season. Now, in a recent meeting with the National Disaster Management Agency, that is NADMA, Nawasa's acting general manager, Mr. Terrence Smith, highlighted the critical importance of such support. Now, following this meeting, communications between Nawasa and the Grenada Red Cross led to the successful commencement of distribution on Wednesday. All right, and it's been going really good. Volunteers stepped forward, they say, to ensure that these essential resources reached the community and the people who are in need. Now, Nawasa said that they are pleased to see that the Grenada Red Cross is taking action to address this critical issue. It says that we highly commend their dedication and efforts in promoting public health and enhancing the quality of life for vulnerable families. Now, the availability of safe water is essential to safeguarding the well-being of our communities, and this distribution is a direct response to that need. Now, Nawasa said that they'd like to thank the president of the Grenada Red Cross, Mrs. Samantha Dixon, for her support. All right, and they're looking forward to continued collaboration with the Grenada Red Cross and other partners for support of those communities who are in need. And I think that's a really good initiative, you know. That's things you don't see all the time. These are things you don't see all the time. You understand? Each one help one. And if community groups and so can just find ways of supporting other initiatives, I mean, you know, it helps with your cause as well. You understand? So we have to say kudos to them. That's good. That's good. You know, that's good. I'll give them a clap. Give them claps. All right? Give them some claps. All right. So, Olia, let's move. The Grenada Bureau of Standards, they are reported to be revising, that's the current mandatory standards for cement. As part of the process, the general public, you have until the 31st of July. The 31st of July of this month to submit comments about the standard, which was prepared for the Standards Council under the supervision of the Construction Technical Committee. Now, the standards is intended for use by the manufacturers, importers, and distributors of cement. Now, this draft standard specifies requirements for hydraulic cement and used primarily in the construction industry here. Now, it's a modified adoption this year of CARICOM's regional standard, CRS 54 of 2014. And once the standard goes into effect, the Bureau says it'll be mandatory for the label to truthfully indicate the type and nature of the cement so that customers will not be misled. So creating a lot of talks around the Caribbean right now is the fact that CXC have decided to remove 4 subject areas from the curriculum. They said that they will just be suspending those subject areas. All right, and you may ask why. They say that because, you know, not many people are interested in doing it and so on. So it don't make no sense, you know, wasting ding and ding, 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 ding. And so one of the subject areas is agriculture science double award. So it's not agriculture science in general. It's agriculture science double award. So there's a single award and there's the double award. But in this report, you'll hear more.
The subjects are mechanical engineering, agricultural science double award, green engineering, as well as electrical and electronic engineering and technology. CEO of CXC, Dr. Wayne Wesley, explained that the decision was taken following a decline in student engagement.
This is after a process of rationalization against the resources that we have as it relates to the uptake for those subjects. Agricultural science, what has been discontinued is the double major, but students would still have access to the agricultural science general paper. The next subject would have been that of electrical and electronic technology. That paper, again, is a CAPE sitting paper, which can be substituted using physics. The green engineering and the mechanical industrial technology, the mechanical option, also experiencing low enrollment numbers.
Dr. Wesley says the suspension of the subjects will take effect in September 2025.
It is starting in 2025 for those subjects that are taught over a 1-year period. For those subjects that are over a 2-year period, it is 2026. So those students who are currently in grade 10 and moving to grade 11 to write these subjects will still be able to do that. What we are saying, don't start any new cohort at this time.
Dr. Wesley adds that schools across the region can still request the suspended subjects, but at an additional cost.
It must be understood, though, that while we have taken the decision to rationalize those subjects, it is still available to ministries of education across the region if they would want to absorb the economic cost to offer those programs. And so it is purely on the basis of rationalization and at the same time still considering that students would need certain subjects to matriculate to university. So at least from that end, the persons are not necessarily affected.
Shalois Michael for Nationwide News.
All right, so thank you very much for that. Okay, we're not going to go to that story yet. Let's just say that the decision to not offer some of those subjects have created quite a bit of conversation around the region. So, I don't know if you heard this, but the traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, they are notifying the general public that effective Monday, 27th May 2024, bus operators will no longer be permitted to take on or set down passengers at Lucas Street with its intersection with Church Street at Market Hill, commonly known as Top Market Hill. So right at the top of Market Hill there, you're not going to be able to drop passengers there or pick up passengers there. Now, this practice, the RGPF says, has been observed in the past, particularly involving school children, and that such action is not in accordance with established traffic regulations. It says that designated bus stops are marked and provide a safer environment for passengers to board and to exit buses, and that the areas have been carefully chosen to minimize disruptions to traffic flow and ensure the smooth movement of vehicles on the nation's roads. So the RGPF wants persons to be mindful of that and let you know that from May 27th, that's a couple days from now, that's next week, you will no longer be able to do that. The RGPF speaks of understanding that the change may cause some inconvenience to persons who board and exit buses at that location. However, it's appealing for compliance from commuters and drivers and to encourage the use of designated bus stops and of bus terminal. So it's necessary to plan your travel accordingly. And the drivers, you're also reminded of your responsibilities to adhere to the traffic regulations at all time. Bus drivers who continue to pick up or drop off passengers at unauthorized locations will be subject to fines or other penalties under the Road Traffic Act. Yeah, boy. So that one there, that one will create some conversations as well. Good. All right, so we are moving on. This one is a big one. The tropical wave, boy. The first tropical wave of the upcoming hurricane season has been analyzed from 12 degrees north southward along 42 degrees west, according to satellite data. And this wave is moving at about 15 knots. All right. And guess what? This wave is expected to affect Grenada. All right, the latest information that we received just around 8 tonight says that tropical wave is analyzed from 13 degrees north southward along 47 degrees west, or about 863 nautical miles east of Grenada. This wave is moving west at 15 knots. Scattered, moderate, isolated to strong convection is observed from 2 degrees north to 22 degrees north, between 43 degrees west and 51 degrees west. Model guidance suggests that this wave can begin affecting Grenada on Saturday, with cloudiness and precipitation trailing its axis into Sunday. In other words, it starts affecting Grenada. It gets outside, will be a little cloudy, and from about Saturday night or so, you get some rain, possibly into Sunday. All right, so at least that's a good thing for now, because we are experiencing some nasty conditions. So we will work with that, okay, in terms of the dry season. So we could take some water for now. All right, you're also seeing a little yellow line. Let me just pull that up a little closer for you. So first, the red line is a tropical wave, and that yellow X that you're seeing there, and you see a 10 by it, a trough of low pressure is producing a large area of disorganized cloudiness and showers over the southern Atlantic. All right, so that's what it is, an area of low pressure. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you too much about that, because that is not likely. That's not going to affect us in any way, shape, or form. We are approaching the hurricane season in a couple of days. It will start June 1st is the date. Now, this year's Atlantic hurricane season is expected to be extremely active, putting tens of millions of persons within the region and the United States in harm's way where that is concerned. Forecasters expect 17 to 25 storms to form in the Atlantic between June 1st and the end of November 2024. At least 8 of those are forecast to be fully blown hurricanes, as opposed to weaker tropical storms, and 4 to 7 are expected to be major hurricanes, with winds powerful enough to uproot trees, destroy mobile homes, and damage other buildings. So they're saying that it's likely to be really, really rough this season. It's the largest number of storms ever forecast for the Atlantic, and is well above the average of 14 storms that usually occur in a given hurricane season. Now, this season is looking to be an extraordinary one. All right, that's what they are saying. One of the reasons for the large number of expected storms is that wind conditions in the Atlantic and the Caribbean, they are expected to be conducive to hurricane formation. Predicting wind conditions is difficult, but in years when the climate phenomenon known as the La Nina is underway, winds are usually more favorable for hurricane formation. That's because the vertical wind patterns or wind shear that disturb hurricanes are less common. While La Nina is not happening right now, it is expected to take hold by late summer as peak hurricane season gets underway. But the biggest factor is abnormally high water temperatures in the tropical Atlantic where hurricane forms. Warm water is fuel for storms because heat provides energy for the storm's winds, and warmer water provides more moisture, leading to large, powerful, and rainy storms. Now, we can even tell you about the list of the 2024 hurricane names. We've got Alberto, Beryl, Chris, Debbie, Ernesto, Francine, Gordon, Helen, Isaac, Joyce, Kirk, Leslie, Milton, Nadine, Oscar, Patty, Raphael, Sarah, Tara, Valerie, and William. Now, there are 6 alphabetical lists of names that are rotated through every 6 years. So the names that are used in 2024 will be used again in 2030. The last time this list was used here that we just mentioned was in 2018. Meanwhile, the Meteorological Office have indicated that it has been very vigilant, and they are beefing up its communications with many sectors that depend directly on the weather outlook for day-to-day economic and other activities. Now, officials of the Met Office were today at a news briefing dealing with matters pertaining to operations with the hurricane season in sight. Among other things, relative to their operations and the communicative cycle, the Met Office looked at the advantage fishermen have in dealing with weather forecast dissemination in a timely manner, as explained by one of the forecasters who were there in the meeting. Right, I think it was Fimber Frank. Right, so we are going to continue to give you periodic updates as it relates to the weather as time progresses. But if we are going to have a hurricane season that is not too kind, we are going to be on the ball so that nothing takes you by surprise. Now, here's this. 197 reported cases of domestic violence and 21 cases of sexual abuse affecting both men and women between a 3-month period in the Eastern Division of the RGPF. Officers attached to the Eastern Division of the Royal Grenada Police Force have reported this. They have reported that between February and April of this year, there were 197 reported cases of domestic violence and 21 cases of sexual abuse affecting both men and women. Now, the statistics were revealed earlier this week when the Eastern Division of the Royal Grenadier Police Force hosted its Division Day as part of the activities leading up to Police Week. Police Week will be celebrated from Sunday, June 2nd to Saturday, June 8th, 2024. Right? So, you know, they were talking about certain things and so on, and you had Miss Ferre, who is part of the SVU, the Special Victims Unit, who's now attached to the Eastern Division, who spoke about those things, and it's just crazy. The Eastern Division alone that is weird. That is weird. Madness. Madness. Anyway, let me that talk. You know? And we wonder, again, and just last night we were talking about crime among youth and young people and stuff like that. Look at that. Domestic violence alone, 197, I don't know. What do you think happened to those the victims of the domestic violence? And do you understand how that cycle ripples? And then we still only blame the young people. Jano! You understand? Anyway, let me take a thing on the thing, eh? Let me take a quick break on the business, and I'm coming back. And when I come back, we'll have for you some of the national report. We'll have for you as well some weather. All you be coming back.
The National Water and Sewage Authority NWASA hereby notifies the public of the enforcement of restrictions on water usage supplied by NWASA effective May 12, 2024 and covering the following activities. 1. Irrigation and watering of gardens, lawns and ground. 2. Washing roadways, pavements, paths, garages, outrooms or vehicles with the use of hoses. 3. Filling of swimming pools and ponds. And 4. Any other purpose that, in the opinion of the authority, requires the use of a considerable or excessive quantity of water. This decision aligns with the Water Services Regulations SRO 41 of 1993, subsection 9(1), which empowers the authority to issue notices prohibiting either entirely or subject to specified conditions and for such duration as deemed necessary or expedient the use of water supplied by or obtained through the authority's pipelines in the event of water scarcity due to drought or other causes. The public is urged to adhere strictly to these restrictions and to cooperate with NWASA in conserving water during this period.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
In recognition of our nation's independence, we're celebrating the journey to 50 with an exclusive car insurance offer. If you are 50 years and over or turning 50 in 2024, our 50-plus car insurance is perfect for you. It's loaded with free benefits like loss of use, special perils, and windscreen cover up to $2,500. Getting to 50 is filled with ups and downs. Let's celebrate these moments together and look forward to 50 more. Call Beacon Insurance at 440-4447 or log on to beacongrenada.com to get a free quote today. Special conditions apply.
time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Pick your daily reward from the Quartz Ready Cash Money Tree. Every customer is a winner with every loan of $3,000 or more from Quartz Ready Cash. Plus, you get to enter to win a weekend for two at Sandals. No deposit, no collateral needed. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Quartz or Ready Cash location today or apply online at www.quartz.com. Get more for 2024 with Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
This is the GIS Evening Report for Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. I am Chrisanne Mitchell. In the headlines, Caribbean Investment Summit in Grenada discusses resilience of CBI sector. We'll have the details to this story and more after the break.
CSI, 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 no! CIS!
Welcome to Grenada, May 22nd to the 25th. Where will you be?
I will be at CIS 2024. Are you still sitting there? Make sure you get up and register for CIS 24 Grenada.
Grenada, the island of spice, and everything in it is nice. And when you think of beauty spots, Grenada really have a lot.
CIS 24 Grenada. See you there.
Welcome back. Agents and stakeholders from the Caribbean, Middle East, Eastern Europe, USA, and Canada who are involved in the Citizenship by Investment program are in Grenada discussing the resilience of the CBI sector. Host Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his counterpart from Dominica, Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, as well as other local government officials, are looking at the future of the sector at the Radisson Resort under the theme Strengthening the Adaptability and Sustainability of the Caribbean Investment Migration. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell spoke to the importance of investment migration and its financial contribution to the Caribbean economies in which it is undertaken. He says it is important to openly acknowledge that there are some challenges to the CBI program, one being potential security risks.
Our response has been to engage, not in a superficial way, but in a deep and detailed manner. We've started with the United States, we've continued with the Europeans, and we have continued with the United Kingdom. These engagements are first and foremost at the political level. They're also at the respective CIPs or CIU units level, and they're also at the broader industry, financial sector, country, and regional level. So who are the respective stakeholders that have been engaging? In the case of the OECS, starting with our central bank, our prime ministers, our ministers of finance, our heads and CEOs of our respective CIP units. We have engaged with the Treasury Department of the United States. We've engaged with the Home Office of the UK, as well as the visa sections. We've engaged with the respective European commissioners responsible for immigration, responsible for security. And what have been the discussions about? I'd be honest, in the case of Grenada, for example, the fact that Grenada would have been processing Russian applications when I assumed office, and that we continue doing so until we agreed in St. Kitts with the Americans and the rest of our colleagues that we would not do so. And what are the risks associated, particularly for our development partners, with that is. So we've shared and we've allowed them to see the extent of our due diligence, both the extensive and the intensive nature of it, the breadth, the scope, and we've said to them, we are happy to be transparent, to share and to show you how we go about our due diligence process. And that should you have any concerns with those, that we are happy to address this. And the dialogue is ongoing. We do not intend to retreat. We do not intend to avoid. We intend to engage. We intend to speak. We intend to discuss, and we intend to find solutions that are mutually acceptable to our partners and to ourselves. And the question is why? We believe that all of our development partners have come to accept that the programs play a significant role in attracting direct foreign investment to the region, which otherwise would not be available. And I don't want to say this in a flippant manner. I can use Grenada as an example. Outside of one single hotel that has been built in the last 25 years, every major tourism development in the hotel space in Grenada has been funded via a CBI program. So I want you to understand the context of what I've just said. With the exception of one major hotel, all of the other hotel properties have been funded through the CBI program. So you could therefore imagine Grenada without the hotels that have been funded through the CBI program. We all know what the ravages of COVID-19 did to the tourism industry. And we should appreciate that the Caribbean is one of the most heavily tourist-dependent geographic spaces worldwide. So with no tourism in Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Antigua, these islands' economy ground to a complete halt. With no economic activity and with the added burden of having to treat with large cross-sections of your population that are unemployed, not working, and that still have to meet the burdens of the excessive or rigorous sanitization and health issues you need to deal with, governments had to find revenue to address those. And to a large extent, in all of the islands with investment migration industries, it is because of the investment migration that they were able to cope, to survive, and to be resilient. Many of the islands are still recovering from the challenges of COVID-19. Without the buffer provided by the investment migration revenues, I shudder to think of the catastrophic consequences that many of these islands would still be laboring under. So we believe genuinely that our development partners understand and appreciate the importance of the programs to the region. And so we are quite genuine in our desire to address any security concerns that they may have, particularly the concerns that persons with passports from our region may attempt to avoid the visa regimes that exist in the UK, in the EU. We are confident that with working with our development partners, that we will be able to address any of the concerns they have. And I'll give an example, and I think we can accept that in some instances, our due diligence processes are actually far more extensive and far more involved than what one may ordinarily require to acquire a Schengen or UK visa. But we also acknowledge that there may be requirements that they have that we have not yet introduced in our due diligence processes. We are quite happy to hear what those are and to incorporate them. We are quite happy to address further use of biometrics in our due diligence process. So that's just an insight into the kind of conversations that we've been having with our development partners so that we can assure them that their security is our security.
One of the concerns with the developing partners in Grenada's case, PM Mitchell says, had to do with the processing of Russian applications when he assumed office in 2022, which the country seized after an agreement was reached during a meeting in St. Kitts.
We've begun to take steps to address this issue as well. We first started with the Americans by ensuring that all 6 of the CIP states signed the MOU with the Treasury Department. We have on our own recently, in February, signed a further memorandum of understanding. We are meeting this afternoon to further operationalize those aspects of the MOU that we've signed. As you're aware, we've given ourselves a June timeline by which to commence the implementation of the various aspects of the MOU that we've agreed to. And we intend to meet that timeline. And I say this because we do not want to have bad actors exploiting any inconsistencies that may exist when it comes to our regional approach to protecting, safeguarding, and making more resilient and sustainable the investment migration space within the region. So the discussions will continue in earnest within the region so that we can present to our citizens, so that we can present to our development partners our united approach to ensuring that we continue to raise the standards, to ensuring that we continue to share information amongst ourselves with our partners to sustain this industry. Transparency. There's a sense oftentimes that the funds generated from CIP programs do not reach the intended targets. I say there's a sense. Whether that is in fact the case is probably debatable. But I can take Grenada as an example. We are extremely transparent and publish openly the receipts associated with our CBI program.
Prime Minister Mitchell added that a major positive of the Grenada CBI program is the rigorous process that applicants must go through once an application has been received.
Particularly the concerns that persons with passports from our region may attempt to avoid the visa regimes that exist in the UK, in the EU. We are confident that with working with our development partners, that we will be able to address any of the concerns they have. And I'll give an example, and I think we can accept that in some instances, our due diligence processes are actually far more extensive and far more involved than what one may ordinarily require to acquire a Schengen or UK visa. But we also acknowledge that there may be requirements that they have that we have not yet introduced in our due diligence processes.
He says the 5 countries involved in the program are eager to address security concerns that development partners may have about the process. Global Services Inc. is a platinum sponsor of the Caribbean Investment Summit 2024. Licensed local agent Afiventura de Vega speaks to the timeliness and importance of the summit, which she says creates the platform to discuss the importance of the services offered by stakeholders in the investment migration industry to wealthy clients who are interested in a second citizenship for varying reasons. These include mobility, political stability, life changes, and business opportunities. She says one of the main objectives is to determine how, as a region, they can chart the way forward for the sustainability and resilience of the CBI program in terms of longevity and being able to adjust and adapt.
The reality is that the program has been an evolving program from its inception. It's a decade long, and we see a shift in the type of clients who are applying. Whereas it would have been focused in one part of the world, applicants came from one part of the world, we're now seeing a global citizenry applying. Transparency in terms of our programs being able to adjust to concerns raised by EU, the US, the UK, and the OECD bodies in terms of their fears about the types of clients we are attracting to these programs and the risks inherent in them. And as our Prime Minister indicated, we are reacting. We are not going to be allowed to be pushed back. We are reacting, we are engaging, and we are actually showing them how resilient we are and how professional and strong these programs are, and the role we play and the lengths we go to ensure that we have the best applicants. And so we would publish our annual revenues. We would invite them in to see our processes, our due diligence processes, our process flow, the products that we sell, and make them a part of it so that they can feel comfortable and to understand why we actually need the revenues and the cash flows and the inflows from the programs.
De Vega also spoke to the positive ratings Grenada received recently for its excellent management of the CBI program.
To be able to plan ahead, to be able to develop sustainable products that will create longevity, sustainability, and to show in reality that the economic gains that we are getting is really for the benefit of Grenadians and Grenada, and to develop Grenada in a holistic manner, to be able to provide products, to be able to provide services to persons who are citizens of Grenada. I am very happy to hear and read the news that Grenada was able to increase by many folds the income and revenue garnered from last year's period, and I know that the funds will be put to good use, and that Grenada and the rest of the Caribbean, once we are able to strengthen the programs, strengthen our products, we will be able to come out on top.
Also attending the summit is Nisha McIntyre of My Solutions Grenada, a registered licensed agent for Grenada Immigration Migration Agency. McIntyre says the presentations made by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and that of Amrad Arton, President and CEO of Arton Capital, one of the leading marketing agents, was very timely.
Our PM spoke significantly about the role that Grenada has taken in terms of the vigilance of our program, what we have done, how it has impacted the economy, the importance for transparency, not just within the region, but also with our citizenry. It's important that Grenadians know where the money is going. Also, he spoke a lot about strengthening the infrastructure around the programs so that we also reinforce the relationships we have with our allies, the UK, the EU, the US. Because as you know, there has been mounting tensions around how these programs are managed and the ability for them to allow bad actors into these countries. So he stressed the importance of reinforcing, building the capacity of the due diligence entities that we have that help to vet the applicants that are coming into the program. So from the diplomatic side, the government side, I think that was very telling and very timely, and it shows the effort that Grenada is making on that end and the importance for us to actually work to develop the industry. He zeroed in that it is on us to build the resilience of this industry going forward and stressed the importance of the fact that standardization is not a negative, it's a positive. It lifts and elevates the outlook of all of the regional programs and will bring for us maybe better investors. We may have less numbers, but more quality investors who are willing to develop not just themselves, but the region as a whole. I think most telling as well was the suggestion of there being like a global citizen tax that doesn't just benefit the individual countries that has these programs, but also the Caribbean region as a whole. As you know, we're one Caribbean, and usually entry into one gives you access to all. So having a tax like that may be impactful in the fact that it can help develop the region and bring it to a higher level of standard.
Topics presented on day one of the CIS Summit included the innovation imperative for Caribbean CBI resilience, CBI product and process innovations, and meeting the changing needs of the market. Stay with us. We'll be back after this break.
Those who would be visiting Grenada for the first time to truly appreciate that it's a part of paradise. And if they're in the investment migration business, for them to appreciate their role in helping to let the world know that this part of paradise exists. We want it sustained. We want it to be around for generations to come.
So Grenada has done an exceptional job in the regulation of its own program, as the Prime Minister and Brendan touched on. I think nobody should ever complain that we're doing our job well, and I think the due diligence that is done in Grenada is done exceptionally well.
Intention is largely, yes, to showcase the Caribbean programs, and on the 25th, it is our intention to have 3 different options for entertainment. One, of course, being a tour of the various developments.
Branding year, it's a 10-year anniversary, so we're going to make it count. It's going to be riveting, and I think all of us here are going to be happy to welcome our stakeholders, welcome our agents, welcome our citizens to Grenada. So I would say you're in for a treat.
Grenada has an excellent product, and at this point in time, I just want to welcome home all the investors, all the onlookers, all the Martinesians to CIS 2024 in May.
Welcome back. Honorable Joseph Andel, accompanied by Ambassador Aaron Moses and Foreign Service Officer Garth Walters, is participating in the 27th meeting of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations in Dominica. The meeting, held from May 23rd to 24th, 2024, brings together key diplomatic figures and representatives from across the Caribbean to discuss and strategize on pressing regional and international issues. Minister Andel's attendance at COFCOR underscores Grenada's commitment to active participation in regional diplomacy and collaboration within the Caribbean Community CARICOM. The COFCOR meeting serves as a vital platform for member states to engage in high-level discussions on foreign policy coordination, community relations, and collective responses to global challenges. Key topics on the agenda include regional security, economic cooperation, climate change, and strengthening CARICOM's voice on the international stage. Minister Andal expressed his anticipation for productive dialogue and meaningful outcomes from the meeting, emphasizing the importance of unity and cooperation among Caribbean nations. As the COFCOR meeting unfolds, the Grenadian delegation remains committed to advocating for policies and initiatives that benefit not only Grenada, but the wider Caribbean community. The outcomes of these discussions are expected to influence the region's diplomatic direction and enhance collaborative efforts in addressing common challenges. The participation of Honorable Joseph Andal, Ambassador Aaron Moses, and Foreign Service Officer Garth Walters in this significant meeting reflects Grenada's proactive engagement in CARICOM's collective efforts to promote peace, prosperity, and sustainable development across the Caribbean. The National Disaster Management Agency continues to promote a culture of disaster preparedness at all levels of society. More than 30 teachers who also head preschools attended a 2-day training exercise to develop and implement hazard-specific plans. The training exercise with the head of the preschools, the brainchild of the Ministry of Education, was facilitated by NADMA at the PWU conference room. Among other topics, the workshop covered hazard identification and analysis, evacuation procedures, and the development of disaster plans. Participants were also exposed to the knowledge and awareness of the importance of personal and school safety, how to identify and reduce risks, respond to incidents that may occur at their schools, and evacuation procedures for different hazards. A culture of safety is important because these institutions are responsible for the lives of small children who may also have special needs. The participants, who described the workshop as extremely timely and a great learning experience, are expected to present a draft disaster plan and a floor plan for the school to the Early Childhood Division. The plans would then be vetted and approved by the National Disaster Management Agency and the Ministry of Education and given to the schools to be implemented. NADMA is convinced that adequate training prepares individuals to make sound decisions to save lives and properties during emergencies. We'll be back after this break.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it is crucial for all of us to conserve water at home. When washing my fruits and vegetables, I use a bowl of water, and later I reuse it to water my plants. This is how I save water at home. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back. Students from primary and secondary schools were on Thursday recognized by the Grenada Green Group for their outstanding posters designed with an anti-littering theme. The posters were judged by Grenadian artist Nashon Jeremiah using the criterias creativity, relevance, technique, cleanliness, and overall impression. Perrin Johnson, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment, and Renewable Energy, expressed gratitude to the Grenada Green Group for its continuous efforts in environmental enhancement and awareness.
And I want to place on record our ministry profound appreciation for the work that you have been doing, and also embracing the ministry also in terms of providing information as it relates to care for the environment. And we are extremely happy that you have taken this initiative to the schools through the poster competition.
P.S. Johnson says the posters will be exhibited at medical facilities and other areas as a reminder of the health hazards associated with littering.
Clearly what we have seen around here is excellent work by the young persons at both the primary and the secondary school. So I want us to give all of the participants a lusty round of applause, because I think they have done a tremendous good job. And we want to applaud you for what you have done in bringing the awareness of care for the environment, not only at the school level, but also throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter-Matnick. And I want to assure you that these lovely posters would not be kept in the cupboards. We will use them as part of our promotion through our National Adaptation Plan, through our
Ian Blakey, Secretary of the Grenada Green Group, thanks the Government of Grenada for recognizing their efforts.
Could I just echo heartfelt thanks to the Ministry and its representatives for hosting this occasion. I am somewhat in awe that we're in the seat of government today and that you see this as important enough, which you seem to indicate in your comments, to host as an event. And I think that gives you folk the impression that you have actually done something quite significant and important that matters.
Blakey told the students that they too have an important role to play and can also bring awareness to others.
I don't see you as our future, I see you as our present. You are current citizens of Grenada as much as any adult, and you have a right to a non-poisoned planet. You have a right to inherit something that our generation has spoilt because we didn't know better. And you have a right, just as much as an adult does, to say, don't drop that, pick that up. This is my backyard, because the whole island is our backyard. It's not somebody else's. And you've taken a first step.
First place winners were Donella St. Bernard, a 6th grade student at St. Paul's Government School, and Jamia Lewis, a Form 3 student at St. Joseph's Convent, St. George's.
I did a poster, and my idea was to showcase how disgusting it could be if we litter and we don't decide to clean and pick up the garbage to keep our environment, healthy. It feels wonderful to be the winner of the primary school, and I hope to get more achievements like this. So I'm grateful to winning the competition. Thank you for that. And also, the inspiration was the theme which was given. I thought it would be kind of ironic that since it's plastic that's polluting the oceans and everywhere, I thought it would be kind of ironic to put a plastic bottle littering plastic onto the earth.
That story brings us to the end of the GIS Evening Report for Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. I am Chrisanne Mitchell saying thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Chrisanne. And of course, we're entering into the weather, and the weather is submitted by the Met Office. We can tell you that the weather is expected to be mostly fair at first, increasing in cloudiness with light showers by midnight. Tonight's minimum temperature 26.5 degrees Celsius, winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves up to 6 feet in open waters. And here's the weather for Friday. Partly cloudy conditions are expected with a medium chance of isolated morning and nighttime showers. Max temperature for tomorrow 32.5 degrees Celsius. Minimum 26.5 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves up to 5 feet in open waters. Before we go, we gotta say hello to the folks who are currently on YouTube. Big up to the YouTube people. Hillary, Shireen, Catherine, Laverne, Jennifer, Fitzroy, Keith, my mom, Suzette, again Suzanne, Marcus, Lydon, and everyone else was there. We say thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you. Over on Facebook, we've got Hazel, Diana, Adonna, Bernadette, Yvonne, Joyous, Java, and the sharing committee. Who else? Jean, Joyous again, and everyone else who's there with us and is always there, like Ansha. Hello to you. Monet, hello. How are you? Ruth, how are you doing, Ruth? We see you there. Yvonne, we see you there. Bermuda, yes, we see you there. Well, blessings. You guys stay back, boy. Yeah, son, a little loyal, boy. Well, blessings anyway. So take care, guys. We're going to touch base again tomorrow. God's willing, same time, same place. It's going to be Friday. We're going to have some fun. Take care. May God bless you. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, Ja! No. All right, guys. Take care. See you guys.